Shaking, not stirred. You shaking in your boots. Coupe trunk shaking, rum shaking on the trunk too. Rolling the G is shaking, front the steak and shake like what's shaking. Back when me and my niggas was saying shakings. And Sprite, niggas be hating on us cause they hate they life. Sorry for your situation.
I don't need none of that extra shit.
Was Emmett.
I done played Call of Duty.
We recording yet?
Zombies in the.
Yeah, we been recording.
Okay.
I played Call of Duty Zombies in the. I just
I'm about to get us all the way.
5. Give me the Glock. Give me a 9 Glock.
Yeah,
Give me the Desert Eagle.
Because I'm scared to ask my dude. Because my dude, like I said, is ex-cop. Or is a cop. So I don't really want to.
I mean, I will
ask for something that crazy.
That's a hot commodity, bro.
But they're gorgeous.
They are.
I have never ever shot one, and I want to.
So federally crazy. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't even
Honestly,
know
so here's
here's
what I heard.
If you want to go shoot a
Now, if you're gonna-
hey, I know a dude where we can just go.
No, I want one. I want one. I don't want to just go because we can go to High Point and do shoot one. You know what I mean? They have them there. I want one. I want one. I want one. Yeah, you know, yeah.
Well, I know. I mean, like I said,
Literally.
I know a dude macaroni. He can switch.
But I want it legit. No, I don't want no. I don't want anybody that says, "Oh, I can switch it for you, man." No.
You
So
want-
many,
want no
I've seen too
jailbroken-
many things go
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's not even about it jamming. It's about it blowing up in my hand. I don't want to.
It's not. He's a gunsmith, but at the same time, it's just that if that's the route you want to go, either you gonna go the legally route where it's like you're on a legally strict ass path.
Legal
or you
everything.
wanna
We're
do
recording
just-
right now. Legal everything. So I want to go legal all the way.
Well, I don't know how you gonna do that.
If I could get my gun from the president,
That's
I
like
would.
a song.
That's just buy it directly from him,
Or
or maybe a police officer.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm
Oh
saying.
no, you can probably.
That's what I'm saying.
I got a trash. I don't know.
You can.
Right, I've looked this
You
up.
just can't own or shoot it after purchasing it.
Bro, you can
So,
shoot
that's
that.
what I'm-
What's the point of purchasing if you can't shoot?
That's just the law.
You have to have
That's just the
your
law.
land.
So all I'm saying is we're gonna be clear as far as me buying it.
Well, we know.
I'll buy it.
These are for,
And I
these
have-
guns are for rich people who have their own land. Because if you have your own land, you can do what the fuck you want.
That's my point.
My own
That's my
land.
point.
So that's why these
That's my
guns,
point.
these fully automatics, is 15,000, 17,000. You know,
Nice.
fully automatic
Babies.
AK, fully automatic AR, 25,000. You're not about to like, bro.
Not
Like,
that much because they're weapons of fucking mini
Mass
mass
destruction.
destruction. Right, you can go down and chop a whole block.
That shit
down.
had me $500.
No, you really look at it
Because that makes Grand
statistically.
Theft Auto real at that
You're
point.
more accurate and more dangerous with a semi-automatic
Listen.
rifle, bro.
Yeah, definitely
you
because
The
you
fact
shoot
that
your
you're
last.
talking about this fully automatic shit, they're just it's just the government knows what the fuck you're trying to do,
Yeah,
and they
fully
tax you on
automatic
that
is
shit. That's how the
Literally
government
just
stays.
like a.
That's
it's a
how the
toy.
government
Yeah,
stays.
it's
It's
a
government.
It's
Just like a
the
suppressor.
recoil on that
Just
shit
like a
is
suppressor
crazy.
or a motherfucking piece of a forearm. Like my gun, I got a Norinco Mac 90. That's a fucking legit ass good ass
Bring me the
motherfucker.
photo. Bring me the photo.
That a legit ass good ass AK.
Show the people.
And the reason why I can't really
see this
change that
man,
much
man.
shit on it is because when I do, they can be like, oh, well, he trying to
Hey,
change
I'm
shit
about to
on
be
it. He
on
got,
first 48.
like, you know, like, I ain't about to be on first
He a
48.
cop, bro. He gonna be on.
Right, bro. Right? I didn't tell you
Investigate.
niggas
They gonna be
that
like,
they
yeah,
got
it's about a 10.
He gonna be like, that's the suppressor.
I was
Yeah,
supposed
this
to
is
be
a
on my
custom
way
made
home.
That's why I
suppressor.
went to the other rank. That's why
I got
It's
it.
only 2 custom made people
That's all
that
shit
do
we shot,
suppressors
bro.
in the
Like,
city.
honestly,
that's the real,
bro, I
that's
got
the
the
real
force.
Draco right there.
Whoop niggas' asses.
That's the
One of my favorite things to do. I just wanted to
I
bust
shot
niggas'
the
asses
I
all
shot the
day.
44 long and the 44 short.
Right.
You see how sexy
Those
that
clouds,
was
I don't
without
have
that
nothing
scuff on
against.
Yeah, I'm about to take it off.
Like, I really
Yeah,
don't.
man.
Like, I once wanted to be a
That
cop
little
without
green. Look
reason.
at you.
That shit'd be funny as
That's
fuck. I can't flex. I would laugh at watching a cop whoop a nigga's ass. Like,
Bruh.
if I know that
That's
nigga
why I
did
like,
something
bro.
to get
That's
his
why
ass
I wanted
whooped,
to be a cop. Like,
and I see this nigga slam this nigga like,
that's
oh,
a dirty
he
secret.
slammed
We
him.
can put so much fuck shit, bro.
When
Like,
cops actually punch people, I'm like, oh, he can punch. Oh, he punched him.
blood, you want to work? How much
They be
that?
really socking niggas.
How much
It'd
that?
be worse, bro. It'd be worse. Like, you already got 6 niggas. Why y'all really socking this nigga, man?
Because it's the cop code.
Them bitches like,
That's that.
I showed you the video, right?
Yeah, I've seen the video.
But I guess we can go ahead and get a motherfucking song.
Let's see that. Show me that.
Ring.
Yes, ringing. We in the back of the class.
Hello?
Those kids. Talk about the motherfucking cool shit, man. Javon showing this nigga John a sweet video right now.
He's showing how his hand almost got cut off.
The second one is a motherfucking hoe.
That's a gorgeous recoil, though.
See that? Did you miss it?
What are you trying to say?
She's like, okay, good.
Oh, that was a little zero. That's a little
You're right.
Nah, I have my shit, guys. So I saw him off and dislocated my shoulder. My weak ass. I was done.
You know what I'm talking about?
17 years.
What are you saying?
No, I was
That fucking
With the plane?
Oh, bitch. Yeah.
Alright, bro, that comes out of every gun, bro.
I know it comes out of here. It was just fucking.
It's just, yeah, man, it's just the.
He said, what, the fire?
No,
He said
man.
it comes out of
It
every
didn't blow out a certain.
He like, yeah, but look at how the shells
It was
sexy how it was
a
evolved.
Did you see the
You see the casing, bro? How it
Tom
came
Brady
out?
threw that
Let me
bitch.
see that.
Tom Brady threw that bitch.
Every casing come out the side when you shoot a bullet.
That's my dude. That's my nigga Tom.
Nigga, you don't get it, bro.
That's the nigga who got the farm and shit like that. What's the nigga go out?
He said, get it, Tom. This nigga Tom started busting.
I love it.
He said, get it,
He
Tom.
showed me his shit. I'm like,
Okay,
I'm like, you got all these
That
guns?
nigga Tom wasn't playing.
Man, he showed me his 45 extra long. That bitch is like 6 inches long. You be like,
I just had to go through
Yeah, you got me fucked up.
Hold on, man. Let me
Go be honest, the niggas dumb.
bro,
It's
it's a 1911 extended with the muzzle.
Can we introduce the nigga that's here real fast?
I'm not looking for
My nigga John. Shout out to y'all. Hold up. Ring. We in the back of the class where the cool kids talk about the cool shit. Today, we got a very special guest in the building. Fuck gonna tell him that John Wayne getting it popping right now. Talking about the straps and shit. That's why his name John Wayne. You see that shit on his hip, man. What's up, John? How you doing today, man?
All right. Give myself an applause, okay.
Right, everybody else fuck us an asshole. We got a guest here. Right. No love for the guest. But yeah, man, so, you know what I'm saying? We up in this motherfucker. So, John is a singer, songwriter, ice skater, philanthropist.
He once played the guitar with Bob Marley.
Very, very multi-talented person. Very multi-talented person. But he's chosen now to kind of go on to some different ventures. John, why don't you tell the people about what's your latest? What you been cooking up recently? Because I ain't talked to you in a minute either.
Recently, actually, I've been cooking up garden edibles, and actually this little thing here. You mean Guns and Gardens?
Guns and Gardens. Shout out my nigga Hakeem's Arts and stuff. Drew up the
quick too.
Drew up the
gorgeous.
fucking the logo. Got shirts and shit. Now it's the logo for the company. Like, so if you got something, you got a general idea, throw it to Hakeem's Arts and stuff here. Bring it to life for you.
Bring it like quick, gorgeously too. So yeah, so I've been dibbling dabbling in the garden, growing some produce. We dabbled in it this year. Next year we're gonna go at it full force. Puffin chimney right now, 50% off sale on all the glass. I mean, if that's too much for you, DM us on Instagram, message us on the email. I guess it'd be email me. I mean, we can work something out on all the glass prices, really.
Nice.
We're closing her down. We had it up for a while. It did what it did. Nothing bad. Just moving on, bigger and better things. It's going fine still. So you mean get everything while it lasts. You mean things are flying off the shelf still.
I'm definitely gonna cop something.
Next month we're gonna have every Friday of the month. We're gonna open up the house as like a little shop. Come out, chill. We'll have probably another raffle, something small. We're just really going out with a bang, really.
Yeah, the last one was
Can we
super
rig
nice.
the raffle like so I can win something? I
Ah!
never win that little raffles. I'll be sorry.
What we're doing is gonna give a little little gift baggie, so everybody's gonna get something when they leave.
Okay.
So, no matter what, you'll get something.
I just need a grinder. 2 grams.
I just need a grinder and 2 grams.
What we do is tobacco only, you know.
Oh my God, right?
Everything's for
I was,
tobacco
first
use
of all,
only.
I was talking about my dreams. It was
I like
when
it.
they didn't need them 2 fat bitches in the bag of Doritos. It was like that.
I love it.
So the produce, like, so how long have you been growing in the garden and getting no apples?
We actually started it last year. Blew it up this year. Got 5 garden beds.
What all you got?
So last year we dibbled and dabbled in just like 4 or 5 different things. This year we were like, let's figure out really what we want to grow. So we did a little bit of everything. I mean, green beans, broccoli, melons, all types of melons. Black melons, which is baby sugar or sugar baby watermelon, which is black looking. We did cantaloupe, we did squash, we did zucchini, peppers, 5 different varieties of peppers. You mean your jalapenos, all the types of peppers, really.
How did everything turn out?
Gorgeous. So next year what we're going to do is hone in on actually what we're going to sell. What will that be? Don't know yet. Season's still going. We also got strawberries. We're going to have those continuously just because we like strawberries. Why not have strawberries?
Right, strawberries are fire.
We got a peach tree, pear tree. Next year we're really thinking of opening up, really trying to expand, find some land and put it on some nice piece of land and then see where it goes from there. Our goal with the garden industry is more of a awareness type of deal. Where we're going to take it is charity. We're going to do charity drives. We're going to really integrate ourselves in the community as a whole, not just the black community, any community.
Right.
Go and just teach people how to garden, how to farm, how to grow their own vegetables and produce. Because it is easily done on almost any plot of land you could think of.
And what's crazy is like whenever I see that somebody starting to grow their own garden and shit, I'm always like super skeptical because I'm like, bro, I don't know if I want to eat that shit because this is some shit that they grew in their backyard. But
We
it's
teach
like
everybody to grow everything organically. That's going to be our thing. Organic. You can literally, the grass that you cut when you cut your lawn, you make a pile of that with your leaves that you rake in the fall. You literally will use that. It'll break down. That'll be your compost that you in turn will use right back for the garden. Literally, it's all. You almost will have to buy nothing after you set yourself up for the initial garden.
you gonna have motherfuckers
Like,
provide for themselves like it's the motherfucking like it's the olden days.
Yeah, we're not trying to really make a profit. We're really trying to raise more awareness and help more than anything.
Because motherfuckers ain't gotta have chickens and cows and all types of livestock, but you can at least your vegetables. You can be like, because they wax on that shit at the stores, so you can have your own vegetables and then
It always tastes better.
Mike, what was you gonna say?
Well, I was just saying, I just remember about that compost shit in science and stuff. Like, that shit was fun, okay.
Yeah. And I mean, see, like, that'd be another thing. Like, there's people, I'm sure there's a lot of people that wouldn't even realize they have a green thumb. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't have it, but you never know what you're good at until you know what I'm saying, experience it.
Literally plant a seed, water it every day. Anybody can do it. And that's what right now, everyone thinks that it is, you need to know how to put a seed in the ground, water it. There's instructions on the back of the seed, put it in 8 inches in the ground or 8 centimeters, whatever. It'll say it right on the package. Boom. There's nothing to it. I mean, that's what I mean by raising awareness and really showing people that this is doable in everyone's backyard, no matter where you live. You can do this in your basement. You can do this in your front room. You can do this anywhere.
Yeah. So as far as educating these people, like, do you have kind of like what are the next steps, like seminars, the locations?
We're not there yet. That is where we are headed. We don't have a true structure as of right this moment. Like I said, this was really how this started was I personally like growing. So last year I started a garden and I was like, wow, this is really easy. I can really blow this up and provide my whole neighborhood with vegetables. Because what I did was gave away the tomatoes that we grew and the peppers that we grew last year to the neighborhood. And everybody was just in awe of just how good it tasted. I'm like, I just put a seed in the ground and watered it every day.
And I'm trying, so like, and that's the thing, like, I guess I gotta try it for myself. Maybe it's like somebody who's brought because my mom, she gardens a lot of stuff. And she had took her greens somewhere, and I guess they was really messing with her greens. So I ain't really ate a lot of her vegetables, but I don't eat vegetables at all, period. So
well, that's something you're gonna work on doing there, brother.
Yeah, but if I like
gonna live long,
exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just don't.
Taking us for a locals, you're gonna need that.
You gonna need.
I was in the shop. Boom, gut shot. I was in the shop.
Right, bro. I just got tagged.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If I was going down, I
I
felt like
will say, like now that I'm at my little party, and now that I've been eating fruit, because I eat fruit every day now. So I eat like, what's my favorite fruits right now? I eat like watermelon, pineapple, granola. I like vanilla yogurt.
Granola is not no goddamn fruit.
Well, I'm sorry.
I see you saying.
Well, let me go. I'm just telling you my.
Boom, gut shot right back to you.
Exactly.
Tell you
I'm
what
just
I
telling you
eat.
what I eat, man.
Tell you what I eat every morning.
And what you want to start? Where do you get it from?
But I usually get it from like a salad bar or something like that. But
What you want to start trying to do is go to your local organic grocery store or even those local farmers markets.
Because like now that I've developed my fruit palate and I can understand what these flavors taste like, I can tell the difference from some whack ass shit from some superior shit.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning like I know when to not get from the fruit, like from the fruit bar when the watermelon ain't looking right. I'm like, that watermelon look, that watermelon too white.
When you taste something from a farmer's market, something that's organic, it'll blow your mind. The taste of what it tastes like.
Like
to what it compares to what it tastes like.
watermelon, vanilla yogurt, and granola really taste like, to me, fruity pebbles in your mouth when you combine them all together. It's hilarious. I laughed at it myself too. I'm like,
you said pineapples and
no, watermelon, granola, and vanilla yogurt together, and you like take a bite of it in your mouth. It tastes like fruity pebbles.
taste that to me. I'm gonna do that.
What's funny is
Tastes
like the
like fruit.
granola.
I'm serious.
The granola is probably like the cereal part, and then the watermelon
It's
the
the
vanilla is the
watermelon.
so
And
I
I'm
can
telling
see
you, when you have some
it's-
potent watermelon, it will
probably
blow your
good,
mind,
it's
bro.
probably good too.
Watermelon.
I just don't
Bruh,
like yogurt.
I eat-
No, when
I
we was
eat-
helping Maury, when we was helping Maury,
watermelon, pineapples, blueberry, mandarin oranges, blackberry, and I think huckleberry every morning.
Huckleberry.
Huckleberry, yes, some big ass black berries that be got all the little black. They ain't blueberries.
Blackberries.
Oh yeah, blackberry.
Yeah, blackberry. I got a blackberry.
And then I got they serve huckleberry, sometimes, but they serve dragon fruit too. I ain't never had a little dragon fruit, but all these fruit palettes, bro. I'm telling you, when you have some good fruit, it's better than It's better than that breakfast sandwich, nigga, in the morning, nigga. I'm telling you, like eat you a good fruit bowl, nigga, and then have your bowl of cereal. You like, man, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I feel light, and I'm telling you, when you don't put all that weight on your stomach, nigga, in the morning, you ain't sleepy. Nigga, you ain't ready to do none of that shit. You ready, and it's healthy too. That's the funny part, bro. You eat so good. That's the funny part when I be, we watch all these TVs and shows about these niggas be smiling and shit like, the food is so good and it's healthy. That shit, nigga, about this fruit, nigga.
That's exactly how I feel. And
Nigga,
it's healthy.
Nigga, what? Nigga, that shit.
I can't even tell.
Bro, I eat that shit
That's
every
what I mean
morning,
by
nigga. I eat that
Not
shit every
shopping
morning.
for
Changed my
fruit
life,
at
bro.
Walmart or Giant Eagle.
Changed my life.
Go to your local
And
farmers market.
motherfuckers say that. They say you'll feel better. Like they say,
Yeah,
you start eating better, you will feel better.
It's because of the
All I need-
pesticides
all I
and
need to
all
I
work
really
on-
just don't like that
all I
shit
need
though.
to
I
work
love
on is
fried
my-
chicken so
my-
much, but
my
I mean,
sleep, bro.
they was just talking about that on the
Even your
Idiots
chickens.
podcast,
Go to your local
Meat market.
But that's
farmer.
expensive, though.
Oh no, it's not. There's
Ryan bought.
there's someone. No, not even in bulk. There's a butcher, local, that has a farm that raises his stuff here. I just found out about it like a month ago.
That's gotta be bullshit right there. Like instead of getting your fucking chicken and shit from Walmart, you go to a butcher, like a nigga who killed that chicken. Like that chicken you eating, like that shit died.
You know who fed it.
recently. And you know for a fact it died recently. Like it was plucked.
I mean, yeah, that's better than mass-produced, pharmaceutically fed, whatever the fuck.
Hell yeah,
It's just
don't
literally
even
the
know it's
taste of the
so.
meat
You don't even
is
know it's
literally
fucking
gonna
chicken.
blow your mind. It's gonna be that
It's
creme
like
de la
going-
creme.
It's like going to a real expensive restaurant where they get their shit organically.
But let's go back to
they
let's
charge
go
that
back-
shit $70, $80 a plate.
Let's go back to your garden thing though. So like, is there any research or anything that you could show people that would maybe like kind of gravitate them towards eating? Like I said, like me, if I'm a skeptic and I'm somebody that you want to get to stop going to Walmart and eating out of the backyard, which it should be from what y'all saying relatively easily to convince me, but you know, motherfuckers need statistics and shit like that. Like, no, bro. Like, you really thinking that this shit is taken care of and done some crazy ass way on the farm? You could make sure that your food is cared for the way that it needs to be cared for because you're taking care of it. Like, but is there anything that you know in particular about how, or because they always showing us some fucked up shit about our meat. They don't show us shit about our vegetables. So what is going to kind of gravitate people towards wanting to not only buy more organically, but start gardening on their own? Because niggas lazy.
Well, it is hard work. There's no way around that work. It is hard work to produce your own food. And hard work meaning, again, plant the seed, pack some dirt around it, and you have to water it every day. So
ain't no grooming or none of that shit?
Yeah, there's grooming. You mean you have to maintain your plant, of course.
Gotta sing to them?
No, you don't have to sing to them. You don't have to be. There is no right or wrong way to garden at all. Period. You'll get online and you'll look up different ways to do this and this and this. There is no right or wrong way to do it.
Only when
it's
it
just
comes to weed.
not even. That's a whole outside the point.
Weed is a
But
stubborn bitch.
when it comes to gardening, it's
That's a whole-
literally it's all how you need to manipulate your environment to get your plant to grow. So every plant has a core, a base. This is what that plant needs. As long as you give it that, it's pretty simple. And the compost that you would create would have all that naturally in all the enzymes,
You
all the
said your
nutrients,
leaves and the grass that you cut, you would save this.
and put it in a pile, and that's compost. It's that simple. You water that every day, flip it, compost.
Water,
I mean, and
and
there's-
it's just going to what, mold into itself or something?
Break itself down. Naturally break itself down. There's bacterias and all types of nutrients that are just literally going to be in it within itself, the sun, and it
And worms.
literally breaks it down.
And
Would you
worms
find-
and shit like that.
Now you can also go that route, which is worm compost.
Not,
now that
I'm not
is
even
even
saying
faster.
worm compost. I'm just saying
You said
like
that naturally
insects,
worms
insects
will fuck
will
that shit up.
naturally worms.
No,
will-
that's what there is worm compost. You can do that, or the composting. There's hot compost or cold compost. Hot compost is when you would flip it every day, literally have it directly in the sun, and it would literally reach temperatures close to 200-300 degrees, and it would literally sit there and bake itself and break itself down. Or cold compost, where you literally just throw stuff in a pile and let it sit there for a year or two, and it'll break itself down. You'd be able to harvest that, use that, put it right in your garden. Boom, that's nutrient.
And that's like mulch, or it's just you just
No,
throw
it's
it on
nutrients.
top
It's
of it.
mold,
It's
oil,
just-
that's
it's just
just-
food.
No, it's dirt.
It's
It
plant
is
food.
compost. It is literally compost. It's dirt. Once it's done, it's dirt. It's unidentifiable of what it was. It literally looks and feels like dirt. It doesn't smell. It's nothing like that.
It's
Now, if you do
dirt.
food compost, that's when it starts to smell.
You
But
get
again,
food
that's when you would do
coloring.
worms, when it breaks it down like that.
So are there differences in the results that you'll get? Because I mean,
Different-
these are all variables. So I'm
Difference
assuming it's gonna,
Difference in nutrient. As far as the technique that you do it in, no. The only difference is, again, what is your environment? What was your environment with
Is
hand?
it going to overall make, like, if I use food compost, is it going to make my vegetables taste more delicious?
Mm-mm. No.
Okay.
As far as that, no. And the reason no is because in either way you're going to compost, you're always going to make sure the right amount of debris or the right amount of material you're putting into your compost is the right amount of it. So when it breaks down, the ratio, which would be the NPK ratio,
The right amount
would
of
be
it. What do you mean?
up and up.
What do you mean?
It'd be your ratio of carbon and nitrogen for a hot compost. So nitrogen would be anything green, carbon would be anything brown, pretty much anything dead would be your carbon, anything green would be your nitrogen. You mix those two, they combust and create heat, which would get you your 200 degrees, and it would break itself down. That's
So
all.
you got to add fresh leaves to the old shit.
You would have leaves, old leaves, and then you would have your fresh cut grass or all the weeds that you weed in your garden. Boom, throw that in the compost.
So that's the
Boom.
green that would go with the old shit
Mhm.
and cause that. So as far as leaving this somewhere, is there something that I can have or that y'all will provide that's going to have it to where it's just not in a big ass pile in my yard?
This-
Yeah, waste
you can-
buckets and then-
Here's what I'm gonna say. There's a variety of ways you can do that. I mean, it is the number of ways that you can do this is almost uncountable because every day someone's coming up with some new little kit to be like, oh, you can do it like this. Like there's people that literally those little pallets that a bunch of rocks or anything come on. You stack those up, boom. There's a bin right there for your compost. It's super easy, super convenient to make these things.
Little totes that you put your clothes in, like.
That's why I have a worm bin out back right now.
You can sit that outside, pop the top to that motherfucker, just be throwing shit in there. That can be your compost, bro. Like, shout out to Reynoldsburg High School. I did like that.
Reynoldsburg.
I see it.
Anyway.
All this information, we live in a day and age where the internet is rapidly available to anybody almost. So you mean looking this stuff up, but that's what I'm here to do, is to make sure everybody is aware about it, even if you don't have internet access. Even if you do, I mean, like most Americans, just like, oh man, that's just too hard. I can't do that. Showing you what's up.
No, I was just about to. You go ahead and finish this.
I mean, just showing you that it is not hard and that anybody can do it. And it, like I said, community gardens, even community gardens, having those plots of land where there's nothing on them, you can create a garden out of that right there.
And you're doing all this just straight
Like
off
Jesus
philanthropy, or you just like, is there? Because I know, like you said, you're straying away from the puff and chimney, which I love personally. And we'll get into that in a second if you want to. But so, are you like, when you're doing the garden and shit like that, is it just strictly just free education and just teaching people how to do shit and just like donations? That's just you straight philanthropy with it?
Yeah, it will be, yes.
Okay.
As of right now, like I said, we're starting to, we're going to be selling produce. We'll also be, donating what we don't sell. And all profits will always be used for the betterment of the company, which would be the betterment of our communities. So everything is going to be non-profit type of charity fund that we're going to be running with it. I've already talked to an accountant, so things are rolling. Things will be getting moving here within the next couple of years.
Nice. Let's go.
So my aspect of it, what's the gun side?
Guns Gardens. That's just a logo that me and a buddy was literally, I was sitting around cleaning a bunch of guns. I had just got done shooting. Came in and he walked past all the gardening because we were getting everything started. And I was like, all I like to do is guns and gardens. He was like, man, you should create a whole little thing out of Guns and Gardens. And that night, I texted Hakeem, was like, let's throw something together. Let's play with it. And this is what we came up with. Man, there it was. Born from there. So what is it? It's just a idea. It's just a brand. It's nothing like Garden Edibles. So Garden Edibles has its own logo. Garden Edibles is its own entity. Guns and Gardens is just me. Pretty much a brand on myself. Is it going to go anywhere? I don't know. Am I trying to take it anywhere? Not really. Again, it was something that me and a buddy thought of. It was a good logo. Guns and Gardens. That is me. That is what I do.
Do you plan on incorporating the guns into it in any way or no?
No, not with the garden because you get into too political.
Teach how to garden and
too
teach
political.
how to load a strap.
I want to truly get out the word on the gardening, truly get out the word on the environment.
You don't want to saturate it.
And saturate it with the guns. Because everybody associates guns.
Everybody, you got motherfuckers
something
be learning
that they all
to
see.
come because there's guns over there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that. I can definitely feel that. So,
we gotta make this like games and gardening. They gonna be like.
Well, that's his thing. Like he said, it's Garden Edibles.
It's Garden Edibles is the company. It's going to be the charity. Garden Edibles is its own thing. It has its own logo.
I should have.
It ain't got nothing to
Guns
do
and
with
Gardens is just like.
Ain't no real edibles there, or the garden food is edible.
The garden is edible.
Oh, gardens don't always
edibles.
have to be edible, I guess. Shut.
Wow.
So it was just a little play.
How many did she hit you with the Don and Marco?
Right. Like she can't even speak.
From spectator view.
He's so good.
Hit him with the hard one right in the face.
Oh,
Jesus.
He's hurt. You got a block, but all right. So Puff and Chimney, loved everything about it, man. So walk us through how that was thought, how it started. Like, just. Cause motherfuckers got a lot of ideas, but even now, as y'all can see, this nigga John is out here, bruh. John, you 25, 25? 24. I'm 25. John's 24 out here, man. Motherfucker doing big things, owned his own business with the Puff and Chimney shit. Now he's moving into the gardens, Garden Edibles in a philanthropic way, and still managing to do his thing, man. So how do you stray away from the norm of just going and just working to being okay, first, when did it come into your head like, okay, this is what I want to do? And then how did you start kind of aligning yourself to be an entrepreneur and just be your own boss? Like, I mean, starting a company and the website and all that. Like, walk us through that. Just take us through that journey, man.
I can sit here and say, well, as a small kid, I always had a dedication to do it. And I've been just kicking it. You mean, we've been chilling for a while. See, I mean, I've just been chilling, been kicking it. Financially, saving. I've had my job, saved all my money, and that's how I'm able to do. Whenever I have an idea, I run it past I have.
Your mom is like your number one go-to, as from what I've seen.
She was in the past. To get me to where I am, for sure, my mom and my brother James would be my biggest, like, push me, molded me into the man I am today. But recently I've been talking to just a business mentor, is what I would call him. He just sees himself as a buddy of mine. I would go to him and just run him past ideas, like, I mean, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And he would say, this is what you need if you're going to do this. This is what you need if you're going to do that. Really, the biggest thing to starting your own anything is just to do it. It is really that simple. If you want to do it, do it. To start a company is literally filing a LLC. It is 1, 2, 3. You can do it on the computer in an hour. You can get it back in 2 hours. It's that simple. So to do anything.
Hold on, explain that. What's an LLC so that everybody know what the fuck?
An LLC is you're incorporating yourself. So it could be an LLC. It could be a sole proprietorship. Whatever you want to. How do you explain it? Whatever you want to, it's basically putting yourself in some type of tax bracket. It's separating yourself from the business in itself. So in any legal manner, you would be set. In any financial legal manner, again, you would be set. So it's pretty much getting your foot in the door to say that now I am a 100% legal entity, that I'm a business. I'm here. That's
you
what
yourself as a person are a business.
No. The business itself is a business. I'm my own man. That's what filing that paperwork is. At first, I was told it's paperwork that you need to start a business. That is false. I was been in the business for about 6-7 months. Started talking to tax accountants and accountants and tax people and tax agents, and they all were saying that's completely false. What that is literally to protect yourself. So is it a good thing to have when you're starting a business? Yes. Is it necessarily something you need to have right out the gate? No. It could all be legal. You could all put the money in your bank account. It doesn't have to be illegal, but you don't have to go file for it.
I was basically saying so is it like if somebody comes to come at the company, it separate, like you said,
yes, it separates me from that company.
So
you're coming after the company,
like
not coming after me.
What you mean is just normal legalities, like somebody just get fucked up on something and they want to sue the company,
which happens more often than not.
Directly.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So that's the LLC. So you went and got that, so that if anything went awry with Puff and Chimney, it was coming out of Puff and Chimney and not John. Awesome. Okay, so
so I would recommend definitely doing it, but it is not something you need to do. But basically, we're back. Got a little off subject there. But how did I start all this?
Good stuff.
Just doing it. I came up with an idea. You mean we as buddies always smoked? Yeah. So everybody around me always smoked. Look at the market. The market was shifting toward everybody smoking. So it was almost a no-brainer. It was, all right, let's get this started. Right. I had some time on my hands to get it started, and that's the number one thing I would say that any businessman, any philanthropist, anybody that wants to start doing business needs to understand is time. That is your biggest expense. That is your number one priority. Is your time
that you can't get.
How did you get the bulk of your inventory though? Like, is it just stuff you had? Like, how did you get that connect? Like, or did you know somebody?
Again, internet. It is your number one best friend. Google it. When people say that, you always think, "Oh man, you're being a dick." Oh, you're being a dick. Google it. You Google it. But no, literally, type it into Google.
I ain't gonna cap.
Type it into
When
Google.
people tell you that, you think they're being.
Because I thought that for years. I was like, "Oh, you're an asshole, man." I mean,
I really just thought you was a dick. I was sitting there like, bruh.
But Google it. You literally type in what did I want? I wanted wholesale.
10 links, 10
smoke
pages.
wholesale smoke supplies. Boom. Bunch of them. Do your research.
Boom.
You mean?
Bunch of
Click on it, look at the wholesaler, then do your research on that wholesaler. Make sure you're not getting screwed over. I mean, there's a bunch of things, and literally where I started, which is funny, because I've always thought these books were, again, a dumb thing. The how-to for dummies. I have accounting for dummies, and I have to start a business for dummies. One of the best books I've ever bought in my life. Period. Hands
They
down.
dumb things down for you.
When I say they don't. That's why everybody doesn't want to read the book. Oh, I don't need to have anything dumbed down for me. No, they
Just
literally
like
give it to
insurance.
you step by step by step, just like any school would, just like any class would, in any college you would ever go to.
And anything that should be done, like why would you tell somebody how to do something and not tell them how to do it step
They
by
already
step?
know books.
That's why they
have
taught
them
us
for
in
that.
like when we was in elementary, they would have us go through how you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And they would literally have everybody make their list and be like, nigga, you ain't wash your hands. Like, you didn't even get the knife out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it's like how detailed are you going to be when it comes to conveying information and helping somebody to be able to understand how to do something. So, from what you're saying, they got that spot on. So you, like, Mike, that was a great question too. So you Googled it pretty much. So you got your LLC. You came up with the idea, everybody, a nigga smoke. Got your LLC.
Literally, Google that from the beginning too. So everybody smokes. Google smoke shop. How much do smoke shops make? Is it smoke shop? How much do smoke shops in my area make? All this information is boop, right on Google. Literally, anything you want to know is on the internet.
It is.
Look it up. That's how do we all think these big CEO companies come up with this marketing data?
You say look
They
it
research
up.
it.
Sounds like a dick though.
You do. You really do.
He
but
said,
it is that
"It's on the
simple.
internet. Look it
Look it up.
Look it up.
I'm like,
That's all I've ever done.
But I
is
mean,
look
when
it up.
you say it like that though, like the tone that he's taking though, it's just like I literally have no more explanation for you. It's like if I was to tell you right now, like, oh nah, Kobe was a number 6. You're like, bro, no, Kobe was a number 8. I'm like, Kobe was a number 6, bro. No matter how much I try, you like, Google it. Cause you don't have shit else to say. Cause you're so caught. You like, I can't prove it to you no further. Like I couldn't tell. There's no more that I personally can tell you. So let me put it to you. Like let the internet guy answer this for you. And that's just what it is.
I'm about to try to get a little t-shirt line with clothes.
Google it.
Google it.
Look it up.
Let's go get on
We
my
about to
first
try
shirt.
that, bro. Look it up. And lower your voice.
Yes, and lower your
We about to
voice.
get lower your voice tees for the podcast. Y'all be looking out. Lower your voice tees. Shout out J Vaughn.
Right, shout out J-Vaughn for that legendary club.
Lower your voice. Lower your voice. He's gonna be mad. But nah, so that, I mean, that's a great motherfucking journey, man. I fuck with it the long way. I got hella great pieces from the motherfucker. Well, I had a perk. Broke my perk. Was so upset. Had a slide. Slide is still good. Slide is still good. It's over there. I'm probably gonna get another perk.
What work is it, break?
I had the shower head on. The shower head on. It had Empress looking crazy. Oh my god. I'm gonna get it back.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it back because it's I like that perk, and I've had that same perk like twice for real. I've broken it like 2 times. So.
And that's like telling you move on to a new perk.
Or yeah, man. But shoot, you know me. I'm persistent.
I'm very persistent. It's going to work.
Right.
But yeah, man. So that's sweet. I'm trying to think. So you got the LLC.
I just want to say, honestly, like, bro, like, I feel old saying this, bro. I feel, because I've watched John come a long way. Like,
And we still got a long way to go, too. And that's what
Like,
what
right.
business is continuously learning more and working at it. And that's what I meant by time. That's the number one thing is any business. It's time. Make sure you have 24 hours a day to put into your business. And it will succeed. It's almost that simple.
Yeah, I
So
feel like.
why? What happened to? Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, I agree with you. I just think, probably what like most of us is just for real people. Like, boy, down to it ain't nothing but we just lazy. We just black. I want to
No,
do
it
it.
ain't really far as seeing the legs. It just seeing the dream is so far away.
Nah, but
You have to realize it's not every day.
It's not knowing the
day.
first steps. Everybody is always looking at, like you said, it's so far away. But Hakeem spoke to this great at his culture talk. Shout out culture control, creative control, man. Creative Control Fest. My apologies, y'all. All this weekend. Shout out them. They had the culture talk, and basically one of the questions were, how do young artists at our age get to finding and smelling the roses while we still can? Because a lot of the questions revolved around the concept of time and, like, you know, what we should do as young entrepreneurs, as young artists. And like how you're saying, you have to realize that this is your own business. You have to invest. If you can't do 24 hours a day, at least as much of that 24 hours as you can. Like if you have to
24.
Well,
24. I will say again, 24.
But I'm saying
It
not
is
every
24 hours
person.
a day. I'm not saying literally every single minute of every day you're doing business. You mean you're doing this, you're doing this. But everything you do should always be in mind of a consequence. That is this going to better my business or is this going to hinder my business?
Right.
And if the answer is ever, this might hinder my business. Well, looks like I can't go there. And that may be going out to this club or perceiving yourself as this way to society. Maybe that's going to be a bad thing for your company. So, can't go there. I mean, so it's literally, that's what I mean by it, 24 hours a day. Everything you do must be for the betterment of your company, never for hurting it.
Right. So I wasn't paying attention, or I was not. I won't say paying attention, but I'm glad that you clarified that. That is, I can definitely fuck with that, because what I was thinking of is I was kind of being literal with the 24 hour, like not literal 24 hours a day all day. I'm just talking about, like, some people can't afford to quit their job and be 100%.
I couldn't.
Like,
I still work.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying? Like you said, it benefits towards the main common goal. So what I'm saying is, it's like what they were talking about at the culture talk. It's like, once you kind of set small goals for yourself and kind of like, once you realize, like Hakeem said, like, okay, so I want to do a show at this place with this amount of people in it. Okay, so that's your starting point. And then once you start, you know, doing the marketing and finding the location and finding the people and doing those things, basically, long story short, you can find those roses. If you know what roses you want, you can find out how to get to those roses, pick them, and smell them.
Agreed.
But you have to set small goals and really kind of, you got to set yourself up. You got to align yourself with it. You can't just look at it as like, all right, I'm here and I want to get there and I have no idea how to get there. And I think what the biggest part is like, the moment that you took, like, okay, I like to smoke, my homies like to smoke, I should open a smoke shop. Once you have the smoke shop at here and you're here and you realize that, okay, so I need to start Googling to get my LLC. I need to, you know, even like you said, Googling everything, even reading how to open a business for dummies. That is a step. If it wasn't your first step, it was a very, very early step. So I think that a very, very big part of people being able to smell their roses or get to their big picture is to take baby steps, set goals, and start somewhere. You have to realize that you have to start somewhere. A lot of motherfuckers are grinding for 10 plus years before their shit comes to your knowledge. Like, motherfuckers do that shit every day.
And that's where that saying comes in. I'm about to interrupt you, but that's where that saying comes in. You must love what you do, and you'll never work a day in your life. If you don't love what you do, you'll never want to get up in the morning and work it. Right. And go to work at your regular job.
Right.
So whatever you're starting, whatever business you want to do, make sure it is something you want to do. And you ain't got to sit on it for 2 years and make sure. Get into it. Dibble and dabble in it. Go maybe even get a job at somewhere that has in relation to what you're trying to open. See if you even like that feel. I mean, but make sure it is something you do enjoy. And if one day you do stop enjoying it, stop the business. It's that simple. Because if you continue to keep going, the business will fail.
And it's going to be a job at that point. If you're running a business that you don't even fucking like, what was the point of even starting some shit? You should have just worked for somebody else.
Literally.
You
Let
might
them
as
do
well.
that.
Yeah, if you want to start your own business, like, it should be some shit that you're passionate about. So like you said, that cook up is real. Yeah, man. So like Puffin Chimney, we just be done with it. No more smoke shop.
I'm done
like,
with it. Done with it.
All
Completely
right,
done
man.
with it. And why is like I said, it's a great business venture. It really is. But where the smoke shop business is really booming is that storefront. I had the cooks up, or I had in the works cooking up. Someone actually was going to open up a smoke shop with me, a storefront with me. Was actually going to be the person that, because like I said, I mean that time. I mean if you don't have the time, you can't do it. So I was going to have somebody that had the time to actually work in it. You know what I mean, from 9 to 10.
Right.
So.
Which anyone, business employees.
But what really, as a starter company, I couldn't afford to take an investment on just somebody in the store that I don't trust. I mean, that's going to be there all day and I can't be there. So it would have had to been a personal, close brother, friend, you know what I mean, that I trusted. His personal life, really what happened was his personal life took a change, and within the year we had it open. And he wanted to pursue other things while he was pursuing those things. Like I said, it's time. You mean you need the time, and he wouldn't have the time. So it was just the financial decision. The smartest financial decision was to shut it down.
Right, and I mean, well, at least all of the things that you did though, as far as like going and getting the LLC, like everything you learned, I'm sure wholeheartedly is going to be able to play into everything you do in your future ventures.
Yes.
As well as educating all of these people, on everything.
That was one of the biggest reasons I started Puffin Chimney with such no business knowledge, was to literally, how I learn is hands-on. I'm real good at learning if my hands are on it and I'm doing it. So I was like, let's start with this. Might as well. It was nothing to it. It was something that, I'm shutting it down within a year. No harm, no foul almost. Right. I mean, we made the money we made. That's it. So it was something that, like you said, literally helped me. All right, so this is how I do this in business. All right, I mean, I failed doing it this way that time. So next time I need it, not even failed, but a learning experience.
Exactly.
So next time I don't even have to go through that waiting period.
And it could be a hiatus. It can always be a hiatus to when the stars do align and the name is already solidified. Like, people love when shit comes back. Like, I love when shit comes back. And motherfuckers was already fucking with it. The sales, the website, like, it's nothing for it to be able to come back. And now that you know how to do it, it's already there.
Oh yeah.
And you got everything else already set. So
yeah, will I dibble and dabble in it? Most likely, just because, like I said, it's a good industry to be in. You even see at gas stations, your drive-throughs, everyone is switching to having tobacco products in their stores. Yeah. So it's an industry that is booming. So I'm gonna keep my eye on it for sure.
Niggas love bongs.
Right.
And niggas like
water pipes.
Water pipes.
Excuse me, don't take my ID.
People in California, Colorado, Nevada, DC, you guys are the motherfuckers that like the bombs.
Exactly. But
we like the water pipes.
Water pipes. Yeah.
I haven't gotten to
I almost got banned. I almost couldn't even buy a water pipe.
Why?
Kicking me out quick, like, excuse me, what?
In this bitch, but I can get a water pipe out this bitch. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But yeah, man. Well, I think you really dropped some gems on some people. You dropped some gems on me. Now I know a couple more things, man. You know what I'm saying? And just as far as like getting out there and doing it, just, you know what I'm saying, letting motherfuckers know that you can be young, you can have ideas, and you can get out here and do shit. You feel me? And it's not. I mean, it's everybody is meant to do different shit, bro. Everybody is meant to do different shit. We all supposed to learn and shit, do different shit, and learn from each other. So, appreciate you sharing the knowledge, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me out.
Thank you. So, now we're going to get a little lighthearted, man.
Hey, what's up?
I got a question for you, man. Actually, I mean, it is lighthearted, but it's very, very serious. Titties or ass, John?
Titties or ass? It's been a question that really has been a reoccurring question in my life. Reoccurring question that I must ask myself.
I feel like he dibbles and dabbles both.
Dibbles and dabbles in both. And it's really not a dibble and dabble. It's really a, like I said, I have to re-ask myself the question once I see a new female.
He said, well, hold on. This is all wrong.
It's
a whole new area.
This young lady here.
I didn't even see that 4 in there. I gotta start on
So,
that.
with every relationship,
Keisha
it's
said
always a new,
Sarah.
always a new thing. But really, deep down, deep-heartedly, I'm a titty man. You can't take me away from the titties, man. I am 100% titty man.
That's what's up.
You know?
That's what's up.
I love titties too. I can
So what is it that you think beats the ass out with the titties, man?
They beautiful, man.
It is that simple. It is really that simple. It is
It
really that simple. I'm not saying asses aren't beautiful, but just the pure essence of
This is
the
the way
tit.
you talking about
Just
right now.
gorgeous.
I saw a butt and it just wasn't.
It wasn't what it
Yeah,
was.
It was just a
Right.
butt. It was just a butt by
But the
itself.
ass, I'm with
Nah,
the ass.
oh,
I'm
trust
still
me,
an ass.
me,
I'm still an
I'm
ass.
just trying to be nice to my guests.
Right.
I'm an ass man. I'm a
So what is it to you?
man.
What is it to you for the ass over
Man, it's
titties?
gotta be the ratio. It's gotta be
The
the
ratio of
ratio, like hips, waist, ass, thigh. It's like so many different variables. Like the cheek, the droop is like it's a lot. Like you can kind of like the hips. It's a lot, and it's a lot that plays
You just
into.
asked him.
Because it's not. I wouldn't really say
You just asked him for the anatomy.
He
He just gave you the full anatomy. Like it's more than it's more than just the ass.
Kind of big on a small petite girl, but if she got ass, it's going to contort to the body that you would want a girl to have, like kind of like.
Some girls can't have too much ass. Some girls can't have too much ass.
Too much ass. Too
Some
much
girls can't have
ass.
too many titties.
In these days, girls don't even know what too much ass is, because they be just going out here getting
be natural. My opinion is be natural.
He said ass all down the
Be
street.
natural.
Exactly, bro. God knew what he was doing, girl. He was cooking it up, girl. He already knew. He was like, I'm gonna throw some D's on that bitch.
Oh my god.
I love it.
I
I feel like you're being solidical. You like the Simon Cowell, man.
I am. I'm a I'm not gonna say I'm the one that's supposed to love you. I'm just saying, be you. Be you, girl. Be you. Be you. Somebody will like, but when you go out there and you get to doing all that excessive shit, and now you out here and it's just all ridiculous, that's when I'm
Did
like,
you hear that
oh,
shit?
you know, listen to it.
Oh, my bad.
No,
It's just a very high pitched.
It's
Someone talking. I'm just like, okay,
He's like, am I in a horror movie
something's
right
going
now?
on.
Something's going on.
Literally like a little girl skipping rope, like nah nah nah. Like, oh my
If
god.
that ever happened, I'm
Oh
like,
Lord, I'm pulling pistol out. That's what I'm gonna do.
right, I'm right with
I don't
you.
give
You
a
got
fuck.
another one of them. Let me
I don't
get
give
one,
a
son.
fuck.
So we got men and we got women here. Topic that me and this nigga Kyle was talking about, and I know we've probably talked about it plenty of times, but just like
talk about it if it's something about like sex or something. We can't talk about sex every time.
not sex.
It is.
It's not sex. It's just like
Not
you know what I'm
sex,
saying.
We did go from
We
business
have-
to titties or ass. Like,
I mean, we talk business for
how'd you
like
start your
50
company?
minutes.
And
Right.
also, are you a titty or ass?
Titties right.
We gotta see what's up with this man. Like this man is more than just an LLC. Okay?
Right,
This man
right.
clearly likes titties, man. Like shit. Like, I can see if he said 24 hours a day business, G. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said he liked titties. So I got my answer. So, but nah, man. Speaking of titties, though, like just these days, speaking of titties, though, these days, everywhere you go, girls got no bra on, bro. Like I'm trying to figure out, like.
So
where
I
is-
heard a little bit of research on that because at first I was like, what's going on here?
Yes.
But, and I don't know if this research is true or not, so don't hold me to it. But
It's
it
not.
reduces breast cancer
It
by
probably
being
does.
bras.
That ain't. It's Rihanna's ass out here
Listen.
because they like, bro. This bitch Rihanna so cold. I want to fuck her, so I know my
Yeah.
nigga want to fuck her, and this bitch ain't never got a bra on, so I'm not wearing a bra either. But I'm
Can you
still-
really blame these people? You can't blame
You
these
kinda
other women
can.
for these
Blame
other women
Rihanna,
doing
though.
that.
That Rihanna's
Have
big
your
ass.
own self-respect.
Like you said,
Nah.
like you
Have your
just
own
said, bro.
self-worth.
You
Big-
do. I
Like you
will
just
say
said, be you,
Be
girl.
you.
That's what she
I
will
does. She
say
did
that.
her.
Like
These
exactly.
other girls is copying now.
The other
And that's just it.
like-
and these
the
other
car-
girls is copycat, so I won't crucify Rihanna for it.
Exactly. You got to
I
applaud
won't
them for doing it.
crucify-
That's being them. They doing them.
Yeah, she doing her,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
She like, and honestly,
the
bro,
rest of
I
them-
think that girls really
Are you
do.
doing you?
But nah, I really,
Or
I
you
feel
doing
like
what everybody else is doing?
I feel very slightly that women do like to show themselves off because if you peep on their birthdays, they always get extra naked.
I mean, that's what women do, right?
Bro, we discussed this. That's what a birthday suit is.
Yeah.
Shout out to Powerpuff Girls. That was the first time I ever heard what a birthday suit was. But I didn't know what it was then, but that's the first time I heard that on Powerpuff Girls. It was crazy.
You really go back and watch some of the cartoons we were watching when we were kids, it'll blow your goddamn mind.
It was like, I ain't gonna cap, you're gonna laugh at me, but I found out like maybe like 2 years ago, Scooby Doo and them was getting high. I just found that out.
Hilarious. I found out a couple years ago. That was really
business.
one big one that everybody was just like, wow, really? When we got older, because as kids, they were just a game.
No, like, they never really
the
showed them
homies.
smoking
Just
weed.
hanging
Right.
out.
That's
you
why
know?
they never really showed them smoking weed or nothing. But
The
everybody
fog? Nobody knew what the fog was.
What fog? There was fog.
Yes, it was
always
always
fog.
It was always
Always.
fog.
Always. Every time they open that bitch up, it was
Every
rolling.
time.
Barreling
And
out.
them niggas always
Right.
and them niggas ate right after the fog every trip, bro.
Look at
Every
the-
trip.
look at the footage.
I was fucked up for a minute.
Even in the movie, Shaggy's eyes was
Bro, in the movie,
Right.
bro, in the van, bro, they had a whole grill in the van, trying to cover it
Well,
up.
I know that
Why
the
the
niggas,
fuck they-
oh, they had to. They opened the door one time. Them niggas was making sandwiches. I'm like, nah. Y'all niggas ain't making no paninis and this.
Bro, y'all got an actual grill in the van. Go on.
Oh,
Shut
they
the fuck
checked
up.
it. Yeah, that was some baby innuendo. That was some baby innuendo. I like it.
Like, you feel me? Like, and
People
then,
will always be adults, bro. Like, people will always be adults. Just like right now, if we was to make cartoons, bro, we would throw our own subtleties in there, just like they throw theirs. Like, everybody's.
I mean, they still do it now.
I'm saying
Teen
this, people will
Go.
always be adults. People will always be kids.
Teen Titan
Bro, people
Go.
are-
People always would be
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
Our views are just our views. It's just that simple.
I ain't gonna
almost.
cap.
You know what I mean?
I think it's just, I fuck with our generation. Our generation is really funny as fuck.
Nah, I mean, who do you think our parents was, nigga? Who made the cartoons that we could?
I'm about to say our parents' generation really was the shit.
Yeah,
So you gotta give it really shout out to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Next
I-
generation
We doing that
held
now.
it down.
Our generation, our generation on some weird shit,
Yeah,
bro.
it-
Get out of here, bro.
And we were just talking about
the
people
90s,
going
bro.
wrong.
Oh, you
Like,
talking
know
about
what I'm
all of
saying?
us as a whole?
Yeah, as a whole, exactly.
Oh yeah, some of these young niggas.
You gotta shout out to the parents' generation. That was the really generation.
I kind of
we in,
feel
like,
different when it comes to generation.
I
I feel
was
like
born in the 60s,
us.
like,
I feel like us. We got 10 years on them young niggas.
We do.
We
like,
25.
right.
You 24.
you gotta think
Them
about all the
young
other
niggas are-
25-year-olds.
They like 14 to
24-year-olds,
16. They like 14 to 16. Maybe 17, 18, maybe. But
Bro, if you
them
born
niggas,
in
if you
94
born
and up,
niggas-
it's young as fuck.
Nigga,
Like,
if
94
if life was a video game, nigga, where do you think you on the ranking list of worldwide?
Sweet as fuck.
He said, oh shit, did he really go?
Sweet as fuck.
Turtle.
Nigga,
Go in my
nigga.
shit.
I got an indoor pool.
Nigga.
I got an outdoor pool.
Nigga.
Nigga,
I
I'm
ain't shit,
pretty
so
up there
I
on the
can't
sweet
really
list.
say
Nigga,
nigga.
I think about that shit, nigga. If you, nigga, remember, if you was the thing, nigga, I was the best at my time. I felt like I was the best in Columbus as far as Call of Duty. I looked at ranking, nigga.
Hilarious.
Nigga, no, nigga, Nathan.
How does that?
For real, us as a society,
I'm just
us
comparing
as a
that to
nation,
life
us
as
as
far as,
people,
like,
as
you know.
individuals, we need to realize that distance doesn't exist. That those levels don't exist. All that is a pure perception. And that's as far as I'm gonna get into that, because I ain't trying to get in deep into that. But literally just that. Distance, that doesn't make any sense. All of that is literally pure imagination. It's all your perception.
You think
Right.
the world is flat?
Oh, he trying to play car.
That's not distance.
Nah, I'm just talking about this nigga over here, bro.
Oh.
She was hitting me with these. The world is flat.
So the world flat now?
The world flat,
The
guys.
world is, we
The
can't.
world flat, man.
We're not getting into this.
You
Like
think
you
the
said,
world
we
flat?
should
Shouldn't wanna get
go back
into
to
this.
ass and
Even that in
You think the
itself,
world flat?
even that in itself is perception.
And it's like also like if like what I think the bigger thing would be is like if they did lie to us and the world is flat or even if it ain't flat and niggas just don't know but they just pretended to know and then
Nigga,
they
you
lied
can
about
pay
it.
for it enough to where you can fly out into space yourself and see like,
Right.
Nah, they like she showed,
Perception.
she also got video,
Just because you see it.
He said we're
Does
going to
not mean
NASA
that it is there.
and she also
We're
done
about to
showed
get some,
she done
shit
showed videos that they done said that we literally can't break the atmosphere. We can't leave Earth. Like so it's literally just like it's one nigga
she
said
can show videos that we can't break the atmosphere.
they said that we can't like they just
How we
send
get to the moon
satellites
then?
out there. They saying the moon landing is fake. They saying that the Earth is flat, the moon landing is fake. We can't literally ask people leave the Earth now because if we could,
I feel what you're saying.
They saying if we could, we would have done it again since we've done it, and we haven't done it. And their only reason for why we haven't done it is, oh, we ain't got the technology, and the nigga who built the spaceship retired.
Nah, because niggas are scared as fuck to get stuck. Niggas are
do you know who built the spaceship? Do you know the story of that?
The only thing I know was John Glenn, and I thought he went. I know he ain't build shit.
Nazi scientists.
Nazis, yeah.
Nazi scientists. No, 100%. When Nazi was overthrown,
speaking of Germany,
they came
was the
from over there, and we brought their scientists over here.
Them niggas is evil as fuck, bro. They made
his name is like Robert.
I'm saying in a sweet way. I'm saying like evil geniuses.
Evil ass niggas, bro.
He's so mad.
I'm not getting mad at all.
He's blowing the nose. Holy
shit.
Put the gun down,
I'm saying, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, you're right. They are some engineers. They some evil genius ass. Like, yes, we will do it. Them niggas be getting that shit done. They
I ain't gonna say shout out to the Nazis.
The reason why I believe you can break the atmosphere is because there's actual planes that you can take a ride on that fucking break the atmosphere. It's called ozone flight. You can break the motherfucking atmosphere literally. You be in space for literally 30 seconds before the plane has to decline down. It might cost you about $3,000 a ride.
That's pretty cool though.
But nigga, you in space, nigga. You ain't on no motherfucking.
30 minutes space, bitch.
She said,
yeah, we back down.
Can they look down?
Yeah, you can look outside. You can look outside.
This whole,
that's where the
whole Earth is flat.
Like, you ain't seen, bro.
That's where they say the Nazi scientist he went.
Motherfucking nigga from Red Bull, stuntman, flew up in space, dropped down.
Is that real?
That was a stunt. Yes, that was real.
That was
he dropped down from space.
He's
like, nigga,
everything, nigga.
Just fell all the way down. Like, nigga, y'all thought I couldn't do it. Y'all thought I couldn't do it.
YouTube videos.
Y'all thought I couldn't do it.
Stupid as fuck right now, Kyrie.
Nigga, y'all thought I couldn't do it. I'm in the water. Come pick me up. Cold zone. I'm in the water. I'm like,
so, but if that
shit was to be they was already talking about, bro. Documentaries have already talked about.
Was that hard? Like,
bro, I'm not even saying that. It's just been other, bro.
Oh, we can't believe
like you said,
like I said, satellite.
Listen to me. Like
that was my argument too. We got satellites out there.
We've always been talking about technology and shit progressing and moving forward, bro. Niggas been talking about moving to Mars since 2000. Nigga, we 17 years ahead now. They've already been.
You know that. In the last 60 years, we as the society have not, or we as the United States have not got any technological advances as far as space in the last 60 years. As far as what the government has announced and told us. I watched a documentary on the Discovery Channel or National Geographic Channel that blew my damn mind about the Nazi scientist that is the man that is responsible for putting us on the moon.
It's just so much contradictory information, and it's like it gets me to a point where I'm like, fuck it, bro, I don't even care. Like, I want to know the truth, but it's like, bro, y'all niggas is acting like y'all don't fucking know. Like, she playing on these motherfucking YouTube videos, other YouTube videos, and niggas who like, we ain't never broke the atmosphere, and they showing all these different pictures of the Earth. Like, the Earth, we never had an actual picture of the Earth. Every picture of the Earth has been artificially made. Just like how you saw, like, cause Charlie, let's be real. You ain't came out of nowhere talking about this Earth is flat shit till like last week. So you only got a little bit of information that is changing everything you have known your entire life. Which, granted, I'm not saying that is not possible, that you could have been lied to. But you can't just let the fact that it's so sensational that it's a possibility that you were lied to, let you be like, fuck, I was lied to. Now this is the truth, like, cause that could be just easily a lie.
So much because
that's why you have to figure out which one is the truth.
Think about this. So, elephants are one of the strongest mammals and are one of the mammals that we as humans cannot safely contain. It is that simple. We cannot safely contain it without harming it. But you see elephants in zoos all the time, right?
And trained as fuck in circuses.
Correct. You want to know how that's done? So, when an elephant is a baby, they'll chain an elephant with a chain.
Ball, yeah.
It'll yank, it'll rip, it'll pull, you know what I mean?
Trick his mind.
Literally. Yeah. By the time the elephant is a mature adult, when it could literally just pull that bitch out like it was nothing. Bing! Like it was nothing. You can now, you see the elephants tied up with ropes. Like you said, in circuses and shit. Because they do not think at all that it is possible to break that bond.
Unless it's hormonally fucking
No.
raised bull. Bro,
Even, listen.
Well, okay, yeah,
even
I'm
then,
not gonna say
it
shit.
is not in its right mind, so it does not know right now that it can break its chains. It's just flipping the fuck out. That's it. It does not know that it can walk right out that front fucking door. Right out whatever wall we put it in. All it would have to do
since it was
is
a
move
child,
that bitch.
it never knew.
That is what happens to us as humans from when you're born to 18. You are told what to do, how to do it, and why to do it. Since you were born, you've been told that from someone else. Period. That is all you know.
Facts.
Period.
But that doesn't, that right there, that is true, but that with the elephant and shit, it kind of doesn't, like, when it goes to whether the world is flat or circular.
All I'm saying is perception.
Yeah,
It goes to perception.
I understand that.
It is how a perception can be altered. And you can think that is just 100% right.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I don't know. And I'm okay. I'm okay with saying, like, okay, well, we've known this to be factual for oh so long. I think really my main problem with, let's be real, with her in particular
Is
is
the earth is flat.
No, it's that you so passionate about this, but you only saw like a video or two. Like it's not.
Aren't
like,
you just as passionate as something you only saw?
Nah, I'm not as passionate. I'm more passionate about like, okay, it could be. I really don't know. Now I'm at a point like, all right, well, I really don't know if they're fucking lying.
I see
to
what
me.
he's saying. He's just mad because
He's
you're
saying that
100%
it's
die
a video.
hard right
She's
now.
so fucking
you go up in
sure.
arms on motherfuckers.
She's so
No, I'm
fucking
not.
sure.
I never told you. You like to see that.
But I'm saying that's what he's saying right now. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like she got me watching the video.
All I'm saying
I'm
is
like,
it's not just a
well,
video.
nigga, I don't know.
I've seen
She like,
a
no,
lot of
you
stuff.
stupid. They
No,
got
I
this
mean,
video.
that's a
They got
lie.
that video. I'm like, well, Charlie, like, you only
Just like I'm on this about. There's
I
plenty
read
of things.
Bible
There's plenty of
scriptures.
things.
But honestly,
deeper to me
I'll go
than
up
it is
in
to
arms
you. That's what
on
I'm saying.
UFOs. I'll go up in arms, and I've
no,
only
we
seen.
know about fucking
I've
aliens,
only
bro.
seen it once in my life. I've seen one in my life, and I will go up in arms on that I saw it and that it was there.
I honestly believe that if people don't believe that there's aliens and the fact that there's
No, I'm just saying how
galaxies-
one experience in your life can alter you and make you go up in arms. Because I am now up in arms. Like I said before, I was like you. Like, UFOs, they could be true, they could not be true. Okay.
No, I know.
Once I seen it, I know for a fucking fact that they are real.
But you facto saw a UFO. Charlie didn't go to outer space. Well,
But
she,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just how she took that
It's about, I
information.
read the scriptures. It's about
Her perception of that
so-
information made it real.
Thank you. Like, how you gonna tell
I'm
me?
not, defending anything. I'm just saying.
but
that
Charlie, but see, my thing is like, if you really believe that, then why did it take just now when you seen them videos for them? Because even down to the scriptures and shit like that, the only reason why you know those scriptures is because they quoted them in the video. So it's not like you read the Bible and you was like, oh shit, the earth is flat and it will be encased in
When I
ice.
read it
And
afterwards, after I got the
Afterward,
scripture, it's like if you go to church and the pastor say,
Charlie,
what's
but
the
like I
difference?
said, it's about your timing. It's about your timing and how passionate you are in it. If you had been passionate, this hard, die hard passionate about, and just like Josh said, it could have been like that. A snap, somebody saying it, and then it's backed up by the Bible. Trust me, I'm spiritual too. So I know, I feel where you're coming from. I'm just saying, like, my personal beef is just like how 100%
Your
sure
personal
she
beef
is.
is how.
It's just how much 100% sure you the earth is, you are that the earth is flat. After the Kevin, after you really just got this info, and then like. It like me, I'm like, I don't know. Cause like how they just came on this contradictory shit, like, nigga, we just break our own planes, and they fucking sky like. Then it's like, well, maybe that shit was fake, or maybe it's this. Like, it's so many maybes, and me, I'm able to take your information and be like, okay, you could be right. Who the fuck knows? It's in the Bible. I don't know. Shit, that's crazy.
What's in the Bible? The earth is flat?
Bro, how you think they shoot Star Wars, nigga?
That's one thing I won't go against.
It's just me, I'm just like, I don't know.
kind of go against the Bible. Like, I believe in Jesus. I believe in the Lord. But, like, I believe in science too, bro. Like,
I don't believe the
once
Bible
you-
is meant to be interpreted literally. I think that every story in the Bible is meant for you to take it, and it's just like when they walked around the walls of Jericho 7 times. They basically were like, the king was like, God told the dude, like, look, y'all locked out of the city, because basically they were somewhere where it was in the wilderness, and in order to get into where they needed the food at, they had to get into the city of Jericho. But in order to get into the city of Jericho, it's the walls of Jericho. So they told these niggas, like, God told them, like, bro, just walk around it 7 times. And basically it's like, bro, why the fuck? He was like, walk around it 7 times and don't say anything until you done walking around it. This is a big ass fucking wall. It's like a city. It's encompassing a city. They gotta walk around this bitch 7 times and not talk at all. And the reason, after they walked around it 7 times and didn't talk at all, the walls of Jericho just broke down. They walked in, they got into the promised land. The interpretation of that story is when you're told to do something, just do it. And if you know what I'm saying, like, you're going to be rewarded if you know that that's what you're supposed to do. But also, the reason why they weren't supposed to talk is because when you're supposed to be walking, if you more talking, you'll talk yourself out of your blessing. Because if they was allowed to talk the whole 7 times around, they'd be like, bro, this is some bullshit, bro. So how the fuck is walking around this bitch supposed to do anything? By the 3rd time, niggas is done. They're quitting because they didn't talk themselves out of what they were supposed to be doing instead of just listening. So I don't think that it's just like you supposed to take. I don't think it's supposed to. You're supposed to just take it literally and be like, all right, I'm gonna just do everything I'm supposed to do exactly, and if I just walk around this wall 7 times, it's just gonna break the wall. I think it's meant to be more interpreted like you kind of are supposed to take the different shit in the Bible and see the deeper meaning in it. Now, I'm not sitting here saying like I don't believe that shit in the Bible like happened. I'm just not 100% sure. Just like I said with the earth being circular and flat, like nigga, I'm not God.
What would you say about the proof of the flood? Like, there's actual legit proof that all around the world it was a flood. What would you say about that?
I would say that's a beautiful fucking thing. I would literally be like, that would be hard as fuck.
Wouldn't that contradict? How could one story in the Bible be true and all of them not be?
This is where I get to. This is where I don't, and I have my things when it comes to that. Like the Bible.
Oh, you said, hold on, Paul.
He said that there is actual proof that there was literally a flood that encompassed the entire world. So how they say in the Bible, when Noah had to get the ark and he had to get 2 of each animal because God said, fuck this. God destroyed the earth 2 times. First time by fire. That's when he left the brimstone. Shout out that nigga Brimstone. And then the second time was by water. And that's when he had Noah get the ark. He was like, nah, fuck this. These niggas is fucking up. They done. So, and John is saying that there's proof that at some point, everywhere in the earth was 100% covered by water. So, if that is, there's no really, like I said, I don't know. There's really no way to be able to tell what is what. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the Bible is automatically hard because of to interpret because you got religions. And because you don't know which religion is correct or not, that's where the issue comes. You have people from different religions. Because it's just like the person, if you sit here and you argue with a Catholic person. Now, we grew up differently. We don't look at no Catholic stuff. We look at that as foolishness. That ain't nothing that we don't even know their shit. I don't even know their shit. I don't even
exactly.
know but if you talk to them, it's completely different.
So what do they think? I thought it was just normal Christian shit, except they just kind of different types of Christians. I thought
in these different religions, they have higher. You got people with religions that think of Mary Magdalene is a bigger instrumental person. You got people that believe in the messengers. Like the Muhammad's and all them, the messengers of God, which is against Jesus, but it's got different rules and regulations.
So did Jesus and Muhammad ever meet?
I'm not 100% sure what this whole thing is about that because I never got into it.
Has anyone ever finished the Bible?
Niggas read the Bible.
I
haven't.
Have you? Do you know a nigga who actually really read and finished the Bible?
No, any of us?
Like, no, I'm just saying.
Preachers,
I'm sure
scholars,
preachers and scholars
they done read it. I mean,
it's not that big of a book, Mike. I'm sure there's a lot of niggas who have read it all the way through. Like,
I don't know.
He was asking like Has anybody ever finished?
I'm
it?
trying to
thing
think
with
because
the
I
Bible
don't
is this.
know nobody
I
that's
don't
ever
think
finished
that
the
the
Well,
Bible.
I mean,
think that
yeah,
God
that's
and
because you
Jesus
think about us. Like,
I don't think God and
shit.
Jesus is not real. I just think that you have to keep in mind that these are people. Each scripture, each chapter of the Bible is written by a disciple, a person who's given their interpretation of what they've seen in these events. So I don't necessarily think that
Biblical
everything
earth?
in the Bible is like over, like it didn't happen. I just think that maybe just the extravagance of some of the things they say in there may just be like, all right, this is interpreted this way.
From now on, when anybody ever asks me what time period I want to go through, I want to go to biblical times. Like, I want to, that right there is the most interesting shit to know what really went down.
What really went down?
That's the
Like,
that's the most interesting shit to know what really went. Because if John is saying that there's a possibility that the whole world really flooded and Noah's Ark is really possibly true, then that means that biblical time, like right now, we living in some crazy times. That
Here's
means
my
biblical
thing.
times was some crazy fucking times.
I mean, we live in a whole life. What we need to do right.
Here's a simple question. Where in the Bible, maybe I just ain't never seen it, but where in the Bible do the Bible talk about dinosaurs? Now, dinosaurs is a scientific fact, but it's not spoken about in the Bible at all.
Right,
And it's like, was they there? Because if dinosaurs was there, do you tell me that humans and dinosaurs was living together?
Did God
How
tell
did
somebody?
was this possible? Is it like these are two different things that'll be like, and if you ask a preacher, they'll tell you like, look, they'll push it to the side. There's no legit answer to that because you got science that says this is real.
And you got
And there's a billion dinosaur
Right.
bones in full dinosaurs, and you ain't about to just convince us that all of these motherfucking fake
Exactly.
They done found these bones, nigga. So
I'm just like, while y'all saying it was an ice age, is a possibility they got wiped away in the flood.
There is
Or-
proof that there was damage.
Exactly. So it's like there is this different time period where there was species and things that was on this earth that was completely different from the now.
who
That's what's
told?
scary about world annihilation, bro. That's what I'm scared of. All these fucking hurricanes fucking everything up.
All of a
If
sudden.
you really been thinking about it, bro. It's forest fires all throughout the west side in the United States.
And that earthquake.
Earthquake
that
through
just
Mexico, tornado through Mexico, fucking hurricane through Texas and Florida. Like, bruh, and I'm pretty sure it's fucking shit going on. the
It
other
gotta
side.
be the whole world, but I'm like, because is we just getting fucked up that bad? Just us?
Because we got an evil dictator. We got a time like we had a time when in the U.S. where we got a man that's running the country that don't even believe in nothing. That he doesn't even bring faith. Like if you notice with your past, even George Bush, he brought in that his religion. They all bring a church element to it in some type of way. Every president. Trump is completely just. It's almost like he could be the Antichrist in a sense. If you look at just how the demeanor and what he do, and then the world and how stuff is going down, it's aligning. If you just look at it in a realistic just term, it's aligning.
And
For real.
I mean, if the devil was to go through anybody, it would be somebody in a position of power, bro. And they always do just motherfucking shapeshift. Like,
You think God would God wouldn't let just like if
he's destroyed the earth twice.
Trump is making
He said he wasn't
hatred.
doing that shit.
He's
no
making
more.
hatred a
The Lord
thing.
did say.
He said the
of
fire.
the Make America
No,
Great thing
after
is
Noah
with,
built
full
this
of
ark,
hatred.
he after the flood
It's a
said
lot
he
of
wasn't doing it no
making
more.
America great again is getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff, and it's bring hate back. That's not nothing God approves. You know that.
Yeah.
And it's just like
But God is notorious for allowing shit to happen to see how we as people are going to act.
you have to think of it like this. It gets deep to like this, and I don't like to even bring stuff up to like this, but it even goes down to like we know the Bible. If we do take the Bible serious, then the world is okay with trans. The U.S. and everything is okay with us being just wild. There's so many stories in the Bible, like Solomon and Gomorrah and the stuff they was doing
I
down there.
literally just was watching the
Literally
podcast.
is what's going on now.
But I was watching the podcast The Brilliant Idiot, shout out to them, and I hate to just quote other motherfucker stuff without getting my own information myself, but at the same time, like, it's really the only information I respect Schultz because Schultz he seems knowledgeable about shit, but where he was coming from with the Sodom and Gomorrah point was that, and I don't know this whole story verbatim, I have to talk to my pastor about it, but he said we kind of, like, a lot of things in the Old Testament when it comes to, like, Judaism and shit like that are misinterpreted when it comes down to, like, health and shit like that. That's why you're not supposed to, like, just cleanliness, like, you know what I'm saying, don't have sex with a woman a week after her period. You know what I'm saying, like, even down to eating pork and shit like that, just because of how, like, back then shit was bad for you. And I mean, he was arguing that maybe it was because the people who wrote it, they're trying to change what is happening in the course of the future, so you're writing things to kind of get people to be like, okay, you know what I'm saying, just like with Sodom and Gomorrah. They were saying that thou shalt not lay, like, well, not that one in particular, but thou shalt not lay with a man like how he lays with a woman, it is an abomination. If you do take it, I mean, shit, like, if it's to be literal, like, why you gotta try to find some different point in, like, if we saying, we arguing the straight literal point, like, the Bible is 100% real, that's exactly what he meant, do not lay with the man like how you lay with the woman, it is an abomination. If we going straight with that, then yeah, that's it. But if we going with what Schultz is saying, like, where a lot it's written by people who are trying to change the course of how they are trying to say what the world, what is happening and document, but they're also just how they say that the Bible, like how the slave version of the Bible, where it was really kind of altered to lead slaves into being more manipulable. Like, part of the commandments was like, thou shalt, you know what I'm saying, respect thy master and shit like that. So it's kind of written in different ways. There's even all types of different alterations of the Bible that we know. So if it could be taken that thou shalt not lay with a man the way that thy lays with a woman, and just a sense of, is men writing it, they're trying to change the curve of helping people out, and you got these niggas out in the desert who fucking each other in the butt, and that shit is killing niggas because it's fucking dirty and you're not supposed to fucking be doing that shit, then maybe they could have just wrote, like, maybe he's saying from that perspective. And then also the Sodom and Gomorrah story, he was saying that it wasn't just particularly the fact because they were having sex with men, and that's why they burned the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. He's saying from what he took from what he read of it was that the people who were coming, they had already been raping and pillaging a whole bunch of shit, and they was coming to try and steal some angels. And when they were trying to steal the angels, their threat to get the angels was, if y'all niggas don't give us them angels, we raping everybody in this bitch. So he's saying that God maybe burned the city not because of the sodomy, but because of, nigga, you can't just fucking try and steal angels and then rape people. Like, rape people, period. Maybe that was it. Who knows? And it's all up to interpretation. Like,
I personally think it's one true religion, and I don't know which one it is. And that religion, just, there was people who didn't necessarily agree. They didn't agree with certain things in that religion, so they branched off, and all these other religions happened. And now we got to a point to where now that everybody got so many different changes to their religion that nobody knows what the truth is. So now the Bible is just diluted. Because it's basically based off of who you listen to.
But it is something that's real out there.
And it go as far as even to what church you go to. The teaching from one church to another ain't even universal. It's not universally the same.
It's interpretation.
You can go to Joe Orsay's church and he gonna teach you something completely different from what we watch on Sunday morning. And the person over at that church is gonna think something completely different. And we might be reading from the same Bible, but we gonna argue because we got told something completely different from our pastor.
Right.
And that's the thing that's scary about it. Is like you rolling the dice on something that you got to take your whole life, and you got people who die hard. You got to think, like, you got Jehovah Witness, who you cannot convince. These people live their life. They are 100% convinced this is what it is. And people gonna die. And then when you die, you gonna find out what the truth is. And you
gonna Jehovah's Witnesses believe?
I don't have no clue. You just know you close the door when them niggas come to your door. And you don't want to hear what they got to say. I'm not even trying to be a dick, but I got taught that shit's crazy. Don't listen to them, boom. So I don't even listen to it at all. So, but just think about it in that sense. Like, it's 1 billion Catholics. Like, every white motherfucker pretty much is a Catholic. Is they all wrong? And then we all get there like you don't know until you die. There's no way to know
What the fuck is
until
the
you
Pope?
die.
The Vatican, nigga.
The Pope.
The Pope.
This nigga talk to God directly.
Directly.
Still, like, we ain't had a nigga who been able to talk to
And
God.
then you think about
that
it,
we
like,
heard of.
maybe the first Pope was legit. But y'all choosing
Just
these
picking
popes.
these niggas.
Right.
How do we fucking know who
Oh.
to talk to God?
How did the people who picked him...
You put the hat on him,
Who
and you
told
put it
y'all
in
that
that
he
bitch?
was the next person?
You put the hat on this nigga, you put him in that bitch, you automatically can talk to God. If you got
Right.
the hat
How
on.
we know he ready to talk to God? Like,
God, like, whose man's is this?
That's a powerful thing. Like, I feel like if you talk to God, God will be able to tell you what the fuck happened.
But really,
I
how
feel like
hard
that's
is
something-
it?
That's something.
Let's
that'll
think
go
about
to fucking
it. Because
heaven.
you just... Let's think about it. If we just tomorrow just be like, you know what? I want to open up a church.
I got two too.
Could we just literally just go get an LLC and just open up a church?
Why not?
Open up a
Exactly,
church?
and that's scary as shit.
Woo!
That's some scary
Church
shit.
money?
Just think about it. I want to open the church up tomorrow. I ain't no shit,
No,
no
I'm not-
religion,
no,
nothing.
you good.
I just want to open the church.
Oh,
I put on that shirt and tie.
Huh?
I started reading a couple
You gotta
churches.
open
I
the
get my
car.
little voice in.
My box is out.
Now people
I
start
got more in the
believing.
car though.
That's some crazy shit to think about. Like,
Yeah, I bought it.
We talking about starting up a church though? What's
Nah,
going
we was talking
down
about,
here?
all types of, like, if niggas was to just start a church just because you can just...
You know it's tax free, right?
Right.
And I'm serious as hell. Everything you do, tax free as hell. Every dollar you make, tax free as fuck. Tax free. When I say tax free, tax free. You don't pay shit. You can make $1 billion a year, and you don't pay tits to the government. Not tits.
I think what
Yeah.
could
You
be.
see all these churches out
Nah,
here?
they will be
You want to
able-
wonder why they roll around in those big ass cars, those nice ass houses? Because they're tax fucking free.
So what could be a big
The
hustle?
houses, the cars, everything.
I can just read the Bible,
Tax
make
free.
my own
Even when you get
interpretation,
groceries?
open my church,
Tax
and I'm
free.
a big-
Oh
I'm
my
rich.
God.
You know what? You want to know
What you
why?
gotta do, write it off?
No.
Receipts?
So you're the pastor of the church.
Reimbursement?
You would need a house beside the congregation church to console your congregation on the days that's not Sunday. Where would you do that at? I would do that at my house. So I need a house to do that at. All right, go buy yourself a house. Boom, tax free, church money. Groceries. I give, my congregation comes over and we eat. I give their kids stuff while I'm consoling them. Boom, groceries, tax free. Everything you do, tax free. Man,
You
if
doing
I
God's
found somebody that was soulless, that was just dirty and didn't give a shit, I'd start a church.
Boom.
Because
what
the
the shit I'm
motherfucker,
talking
I
about.
need
You
somebody
gotta be
soulless as hell.
soulless too, though.
No, I
To
Nah,
fucking
fuck that.
know that you gotta fuck niggas,
Martin,
reaping
fuck
niggas
that.
money, and you just getting some of it.
no.
No.
Because it's a church. What
It's
is
a
a church?
church.
I mean, it's God. You're spreading the word of God. Aren't you helping? Yes.
Marte would be the best preacher and not
Oh
mean
my
a word of it.
God.
He would not mean a fucking word of it, and he would have niggas in there passing out.
And
You're
just
like,
think about
you're
it.
like
He
a
make
rap
a fucking
shepherd.
fortune.
You know, so loud too.
And he
So
make
he'll
a
be
fortune.
yelling, pushing bitches down. He like, you see when I pushed that bitch off the stage?
Oh my God.
Pastor
She
Shepherd.
found out. He gonna
That
be pushing.
sound like a beautiful name.
Perfect
Pastor
name,
Shepherd.
Pastor shit.
Pastor Shepherd
Leads
told
his flock.
me
You know what I'm saying?
that all you
I
have
can
to
see the
have-
pictures of him,
right
bruh.
there.
Just glasses, bro. With a long. He already got a choir thing, bruh.
Hilarious.
Marte ain't shit, bro.
All
Not
right, my
definitely.
niggas. I'll see y'all later, man.
I don't know if I could be cool with I don't know if I could be cool with Marte at that point. I'll be scared of him at that point. I'll be like, wait, Marte is a pastor, and Marte got a church. Then the motherfucker who don't believe in God got a church.
That's what makes shit like that rough, bro. I think
Yeah.
about that. That's
Yeah.
the one thing that stops me sometimes when just going to church. Cause I just be like, well, it's not that I don't believe in the Bible. It's just that, is you the chosen one? Was you really meant to tell me? Like, that's my only thing with it. That's always been my thing with it. Is like, who
You
telling
could
the
do it
truth?
yourself though. You can read the Bible yourself. Like the pastor's supposed to be there.
That's
to,
what I
like,
like
help
about Kenny
you.
Moore. He told on one sermon, he said, he was like, for real, I'm tired of y'all coming up here and basically asking me to baptize you. Baptize your own self. Go to the house. Run your bath.
Your relationship with God is your relationship.
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, get in the bath.
Just like a relationship with
anoint
anybody.
yourself. It was like, that's your relationship with God. I'm just here to spread the word. Like me, I believe in God and Jesus. I believe in God. I believe Jesus is the Son. I don't know the full exact story. I'm still a work in progress. Like, sometimes I ain't gonna cap. Like, the Bible get real spooky sometimes. Like, I start reading it and it just get real spooky. Like I said, like how G said about the whole God burning the earth, and then the first time, and then flooding the second time. I remember I read that in the Bible. It was like early in the Bible. But after that, God was just like, you know what? After he told Noah, he was like, this is the last time I'm killing everybody. This is the last time. And I'm cutting people's lifespan, because during that time, people was living to like 900 years, 2 years. He was like, nah, fuck that. I'm cutting it to like 150. You feel me? First he was like, I'm gonna just do it to 300. Dude was like, 300? Like, do like 150. Like 150. He was like, alright, bet. Y'all good though.
Life long as fuck.
He was like, y'all good though. Since y'all already still alive, y'all good. But when y'all die, that's it. Ain't no more living fucking 900 years. Like, y'all doing the most. And I keep having to kill y'all motherfuckers. But y'all the loyal ones, so y'all good. And y'all's kids good. And like in the Bible I'm reading, that's why I'm like, that look, it always threw me off, because Bibles be different. I'm like, if it's the Bible, if somebody written this, like, it should be, it should be the same all around, but it's different stories. Like my Bible was like, basically Lord told dude was like, no, tell your sons go find the prettiest girls they can find. Tell them to get on the boat. Like, they just gonna be their wives. Like,
wait, what? This is the Bible you talking about, right?
No, this is the Bible I read.
So Noah's Ark was just one nigga on a boat with a bunch of bitches.
No, it was his family. God told him to bring his family. He told him to bring to him every animal. He told him to tell his kids, because he had 2 sons. He was killing everybody. He was like, you've been loyal to me. You've done everything I actually
So
do.
what's the difference between this story and Noah's Ark?
This is Noah's Ark. I'm just saying, like, he just told.
I thought you said he said get 2 every girl. Didn't he say something about 2 girls?
He told his sons, like, to find basically the prettiest women they could find. Bring them on the ship. Like, find, like, something, like, because
you know one of the sons couldn't find a bad
like,
bitch. He found an average ass bitch.
No,
he was procrastinating.
He probably, the Babylon's probably acting stuck up. He like, look,
bitch,
the Lord is about to kill. Like, you're about to die. Either you coming with me or you're dead.
Whatever, nigga. You said that
Alright, you know what?
Right. Ain't working again, nigga.
Right. So, like, but I was just reading. I'm like, bro, that shit was spooky. I'm like, for 60 days, niggas is in water as high, like, they on top of mountains and shit on water. Like, the Lord just flooded I'm like, bro, you don't have to flood shit that bad, bro. He made sure everybody drowned, bro.
Like, yeah, I'm like, fuck, if that was happening.
But you're on a boat. It's not like, just imagine being in the ocean. Right. But down the ocean,
the whole world is the ocean.
Right, and the ocean is a high ass, the fucking highest mountain known to man. You're up there, like, you're in a boat up there and you're touching clouds. That's crazy. First of all, I'm scared. Like, if you fall out the boat,
you might fall off the fucking earth.
Like, do I get the Mario face? Like, get an extra man? Like, what? Like, what? I don't understand, but
what kind of fucking sea creatures is down there?
Right, bro. Sharks is probably having a field day like this.
No,
you just
there ain't
live
no sharks down there. It's fucking dinosaurs.
Gotta be. Basically,
fucking sea, fucking crazy ass, fucking sea urchins. Fucking devouring people.
Atlantis, Aquaman. But like,
that's so crazy.
Like, bro, like,
think about it, it's like, bro.
I like literally after I got to that part, I had to stop. Like, let me get this Bible a little break.
He caught the most bodies.
He caught the most bodies ever. Want to talk about who really caught bodies?
Hitler is a bitch for real. Like this nigga
God literally
he
just
smoked the whole world besides 2 niggas.
Killing.
What did them niggas eat?
The animals. Nah, it was.
They only had 2 of them.
That is crazy.
They can't eat that. They supposed to preserve that.
No,
gave him man.
But they had him like bring hella. He told them like about the food. I can't remember it like word by word. But he had them have like. He told them because he told them the amount of time that they were going to be on this boat. So he told them like.
And then probably like 60 days. How they went on the rain for 60 days?
60 days, 60 nights.
Yeah, so that's 2 months. It's a long ass time, but it's not too long. But it's like. It's a long time, but like imagine if the world was to reset over the course of 2 months. Like, I'm talking, this is September. This is 9, nigga. Like, if July was just here, nigga. Like, if July the world was like, alright, we about to reset. And then by now, everything was just getting back to fucking normal, nigga. That would be crazy, because that's not that long ago.
Right, it's not. But
it's not that long ago.
Living through it, you're gonna seem like forever. But
just sitting on a boat, like
bro,
I've been on a cruise,
high as
cruise, nigga. Like
eating
be on a cruise,
man.
you in a boat for like you forget when you're inside that shit.
For 2 months, nigga. We was on that cruise for 5 days.
I never said we was on for 2 days for 2 months. I'm saying like you forget when you on the inside, like all right, this shit is all types of sweet and shit. And when you go outside, you look at that water, you like, we really is just out here, like. Just in some motherfucking water, and if you see that shit every day, and also it was raining
hard,
so it was probably raining hard. It was raining hard as fuck.
Cause every time it rained, it got higher and higher.
Yeah, it's just going up, and like you said, they right by the clouds, so it's raining right in there.
Right.
This is
You ain't thinking like, is the boat going? Is this boat like? I know we follow his instructions, but.
Because even when God give you instructions, it's not like he just make that shit easy and don't fuck with you the whole time. He will start it off like, all right, this is everything you got to do, and this is how it's going to be done. Go. You be like, oh, fuck, oh, damn. You be like, bro, what? I literally told you. Like, bro, nah, nigga.
Like, you didn't read
just because you said walk through the fucking coals, nigga, don't mean you ain't never heard easier said than done, nigga.
Oh my God.
You ain't never heard easier said than done, nigga. That's what that shit means, nigga. It is easier said than done, nigga. Motherfucking 60 days, 60 nights living on the motherfucking boat with the fucking rain constantly, shit coming up, high as motherfucking mountains and shit. Hell yeah.
So like a lot of stuff be like
Was Jesus black?
I mean, he was from Africa, bro. The real question is, was Jesus hung? Yes, is the answer.
Oh my
Barely.
I hate this nigga.
Hey, I can't chill.
You can't chill.
You need to chill.
That's the same. 20 push-ups.
Right.
For real.
I'm scared to go home now.
What?
20
push-ups.
What? Jesus like, what? I got a little dick now. I got a little dick. That's what y'all think of me? That's what y'all think of me? He like, don't make me. Don't make me. Don't make me show. I'm a son of the Father.
When you cut your power off, nigga.
Nigga, I still have my phone. I was cool.
No, I said when he cut your power off, nigga.
Bro, you see, I still got light, nigga. That ain't, bro. I don't think that Jesus gonna be mad. Even if he did have a little meat, which he didn't.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
sure he wouldn't be bad. I'm sure he
I
wouldn't
wish
be
he just come
bad.
down here and slap the shit out you.
Bro, he's like, he up there like, talk to him. Tell him about it. Tell him
Like,
about
I want him to come down here like,
have
right?
sex, did he?
That don't mean he ain't have a dick. So he ain't have a dick at all.
We don't know this person.
Is Jesus raised?
Okay, for one, Jesus
First of all,
was
if Jesus did have sex, he wasn't married.
He was
Okay, well,
always.
he didn't have sex. He didn't have sex.
He was
Oh,
always.
so you mean he lived for 30-some years and he just didn't.
30-some years ain't that long compared to 900.
Right.
Especially when you the son of God.
And he got things
You
to
gotta
do.
think like we all like fraction God.
Jesus
bro.
didn't sit down and just.
He like son
Right,
of
he's
God.
not.
He-
He wasn't. Yeah.
He was too
No,
busy
Jesus
killing
was
niggas,
chilling.
bro.
He
Y'all ain't gonna
didn't
make me believe
sin.
he didn't
Nah,
sit down
bro,
and chill.
Jesus was kicking it with the winos and everything.
Right, he was sitting at tables.
You got
Jesus was a
tables.
real nigga.
He was sitting with Peter and Paul.
I
chilling,
never said he
nigga.
committed sins, bro, but the whole point of Jesus was Like how Tupac said, you can't get them out of their world if you're too afraid to go in it. Jesus, people always thought Jesus was a bum. They thought he was a drunk.
Right.
Because he was always with bums and drunks. So he was with motherfuckers who was doing dirt. He was with them niggas. His disciples, if you know about his disciples, all his niggas got into shit before they became disciples. Like, so I'm not like, Jesus was perfect. Nigga, and all them other niggas wasn't. And I'm not saying he was fucking, but I am saying 36 years wasn't that long of a time. He was the Son of God. So he wasn't like us, like we all have like highlighted attributes. He
So how
was
you know? So how you know he's packing?
Man, bruh, he the Son of God, bruh. He was made in his image. We only made in different images. God had to show off, bro. This is like Eve, bro. You know Eve was cold, bruh. Like the first chick, bro. The first chick ever, you know she was cold.
Bro,
she was mixed with everything. She was the woman. She was the mother of all.
I think
all
the devil
races,
was a.
bro.
I think the devil was a girl, bro.
She gotta be a bitch.
But
God
I
might
think
be a female.
If you like, bro,
God might be a female. That's the only person that can be that compassionate and that dirty at the same time.
Either God is a female or the devil's a female. One of the two.
Or nothing.
They said man is the devil. Or whatever.
The devil, but when you read the Bible, when you hear the way the Lord be talking about females, bro,
and the way
and
he
the
talk
devil,
about the devil,
bro, you would, bro.
That's not Jesus. That's them niggas who was writing the Bible that wrote that scripture. That probably was some perverts.
What are you talking about?
When you see that shit, like the descriptions of females and stuff. Nigga,
That's because Eve was an adulterer. Like,
I ain't saying
the first woman.
She fucked
She
a snake.
fucked up, so that's why.
She fucked a snake. It wasn't even a dude. Like you fucked a whole snake.
Facts.
Like, come on, you couldn't even wait.
She made it look bad for all of them.
And then ate the apple. And then tried to go, and then wouldn't convince Adam, like, bro, it's not that bad.
Who is it?
See? We got Saul coming over here and shit. Got me spooked.
It's God talking. Y'all brought the devil.
Right.